Welcome to my channel, Unleash Your English, my friend. Let me ask you something. Have you ever stayed silent because your English wasn't perfect? Have you waited, practiced alone, and told yourself, one day, I'll speak when I'm ready? But that day never comes. Because perfection, it's a trap, and silence, it's a prison. In this video, I'll show you how to break free, speak now, and grow every single day. Not with perfect grammar, but with powerful confidence. Backhand index pointing right comment below. Have you ever stopped yourself from speaking because you didn't feel ready? Chapter 1. The Lie of Perfect English. Let me tell you something I wish someone told me when I first started learning English. There is no such thing as perfect English. But many learners don't know that. Maybe you're one of them. Maybe you think, I'll speak when I know more words. Or, I'll talk when I can speak like a native. You wait. You prepare. You practice in silence. You think one day, your English will be perfect, and then, finally, you will speak. But that day never comes. Because perfection is not a goal, it's a trap. And the longer you wait, the more afraid you become. You see, this idea of perfect English is not just wrong, it's dangerous. It creates fear. It creates silence. It tells you that your English is never enough. And the saddest part? Many learners give up completely because they believe this lie. They think fluency means no mistakes. They think native speakers are perfect. But have you ever listened carefully to native speakers? They pause. They change their sentences. They use simple words. They forget grammar. And still, they communicate. They live in the language. That's the real goal. Not perfection, but connection. I remember one of my students. Her name was Amina. She was smart, hardworking, and full of ideas. But she never spoke in class. Never. One day I asked her why. She said, because I don't want to embarrass myself. My English is not perfect. That broke my heart. I looked at her and said, if you wait for perfect English, you will stay silent forever. Slowly, day by day, I helped her speak one sentence, then two, then 10. Her grammar wasn't perfect, but her heart was in every word. She started making friends. She started enjoying English. And you know what? She improved faster than any silent perfectionist ever did. I want you to remember this. Mistakes are part of the journey. They are not signs of failure. They are signs of learning. When a baby learns to walk, it falls again and again. But we never say, this baby is bad at walking. We smile. We encourage. We say, try again. Why? Because falling is how they grow. It's the same with English. Every wrong word is one step closer to fluency. Every pause, every grammar mistake, every or is part of your training. And if you never make mistakes, you are not learning. Do you know what's more important than grammar? Confidence, emotion, connection. English is not a school exam. It's a bridge between people. And that bridge does not need to be perfect. It just needs to be strong enough to carry your message. Imagine someone drowning, and you throw them a rope. They don't care if the rope is dirty or short. They just want to survive. In the same way, when you speak English, your message is the rope. Don't worry if it's perfect. Just throw it. Just speak. So if someone laughs at your English or corrects you rudely, remember, they don't understand what learning really is. You are brave. You are doing something powerful. You are growing. Don't let the fear of being wrong stop you from being strong. The people who become fluent are not the ones who speak perfectly from day one. They are the ones who speak anyway. Here's a small challenge for you. Say this sentence out loud right now. My English is not perfect, but I will speak anyway. Say it again. Feel it. Believe it. This is your first step. And remember, speaking is like a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it becomes. But if you wait, that muscle stays weak. Don't wait. So, my friend, I want you to ask yourself, have you been waiting for perfect English? If yes, it's time to stop. It's time to break the lie. The next chapters will help you speak with joy, with confidence, and with power, not because you're perfect, but because you're real. Let's move forward together. Chapter 2. What happens when you wait too long? Every day, I meet learners who say the same thing. I will speak English, but not yet. I need more time. They wait for more vocabulary, more grammar, more practice. They wait for a future day when they feel ready. But my friend, let me tell you something important. Waiting has a cost. And sometimes, that cost is very high. Because while you wait, life keeps moving. Time keeps running. And the chance to grow, to connect, to live in English, that chance quietly slips away. You may think you are being smart. You may tell yourself, I'm not ready yet, so I will study more. I will prepare. I will build my confidence first. But this preparation, this silent study, often becomes a wall. The longer you wait, the harder it becomes to start. Speaking is not a test you prepare for alone. It is a skill you build by doing. Just like swimming, you can read all the books, watch all the videos, but until you jump in the water, you will never really learn. Speaking works the same way. I want to share a true story. There was a man named Faisal, a kind and intelligent person. He had been learning English for 5 years. He read many books. He watched English shows. He memorized difficult vocabulary. But he never spoke. Not once. He waited and waited because he was afraid. He thought, if I speak now, people will laugh. I will make mistakes. I will feel small. So he stayed quiet. And then one day, he needed to go for a job interview, in English. His dream job. But when the time came, he froze. He couldn't speak. His mouth knew the words, but his mind was full of fear. He lost that opportunity. Not because he was lazy, not because he was stupid, but because he waited too long. That is what happens when we wait. We lose chances to grow. We lose confidence. We stay in a small box, thinking we are protecting ourselves. But actually, we are closing the door to the world. English is not just a language. It is a bridge to jobs, to friendships, to knowledge, to freedom. But if you never walk on that bridge, you will always stay on the same side. Life has so many beautiful moments waiting for you, but you can't reach them if you wait forever. And it's not only about jobs or school. It's about small things, too. Imagine being on vacation and not talking to a local because you're scared. Imagine meeting someone interesting, but you can't say hello. Imagine wanting to help someone, but you can't find the words. These are the silent losses. No one sees them, but they add up, and they hurt your confidence slowly, every day. Some learners tell me, I understand English. I read well. I listen to podcasts, but I still can't speak. And I ask them, how often do you try? Most of them say, almost never. And that's the truth. Fluency doesn't come from waiting. It comes from using the language. Even if it's slow, even if it's not perfect, even if your voice shakes, use it. Because if you don't, your English will stay locked inside you. And that's the saddest thing, to have so much knowledge, but no courage to share it. You don't need to be perfect to start speaking. You just need to start. And every time you speak, to yourself, to a friend, to a mirror, you get stronger. Your brain gets faster. Your confidence gets brighter. You begin to believe in your own voice. But you have to act. You have to take the first step, and then the second, and then, one day, you will speak without fear. But not if you wait. Fear grows in silence. Courage grows in action. So let me ask you, how long have you been waiting? A month? A year? 5 years? What did you lose by waiting? And more importantly, what can you gain if you stop waiting today? It's not too late. Even if you've waited for years, you can still begin now. You can speak one sentence today, and that sentence can open a new door. I want you to take this moment seriously. Don't just listen. Don't just nod. Act. Speak. Say this out loud right now. I will not wait anymore. I will speak, even if I feel afraid. Say it again. And then, speak something. Anything. Talk about your day. Say your name. Describe your room. Use what you know. Don't worry about what you don't know. Because the only mistake is not speaking at all. You have so much inside you. Words. Ideas. Feelings. Let them come out. Don't lock them away because of fear. Don't wait for perfect English. It doesn't exist. But your voice does. And it's time to use it. Let's move to the next chapter and discover how speaking early, even with mistakes, can change your entire learning journey. Chapter 3: The Magic of Speaking Early. When you start speaking early, something magical happens. Not outside, but inside you. You begin to see yourself differently. You begin to believe that, yes, I can do this. That belief is powerful. But sadly, most learners think they must wait until they are perfect. They say, first I'll learn grammar, then I'll speak. But speaking is not the reward at the end of the road. Speaking is the road itself. It's how you get better. The sooner you speak, the sooner you grow. Every sentence you try, every mistake you make, every time you open your mouth, it shapes your brain, your memory, and your confidence in ways books never can. I remember a learner named Zoya. She was just a beginner, didn't know many words, and couldn't even form full sentences. But she had one thing: courage. From the very first week, she started speaking. She didn't wait. She used short phrases, mixed languages, laughed at her mistakes, and kept going. After 3 months, she could speak more fluently than others who had been studying for years. Not because she was smarter, but because she started early. That is the magic. When you speak from day one, your mind starts learning the natural rhythm of the language. You don't just learn rules, you feel the language. Many learners ask me, but what if I say it wrong? And I smile. Because saying it wrong is part of saying it right one day. You cannot reach fluency by watching from the side. You have to play the game. You have to use what you know. Say something wrong. Say something silly. But say it. Because each time you speak, you are building your future fluency. Silent learners can study for years and still freeze in conversation. But speakers, even broken speakers, they become fluent faster. Not because they have more knowledge, but because they have more experience. Speaking early doesn't mean speaking fast or without fear. It means starting now with whatever you have. Use the little you know. Say basic sentences. Repeat one phrase again and again. That's how babies learn. They don't wait for vocabulary lists. They use what they hear again and again with emotion and joy. You can do the same. You don't need perfect grammar. You need practice. And speaking early gives you that practice. It makes your brain build faster roads to words. It makes your mouth familiar with new sounds. It makes English a part of your voice. Let me give you a picture. Imagine two people learning to play guitar. One spends a year reading about music, understanding every note, studying theory, but never touches the guitar. The other picks up the guitar on day one. It sounds bad. Fingers hurt. But they keep playing. After a few weeks, they play real songs. That's the difference. The first one knows music. The second one becomes a musician. English is the same. You can know a lot about it. But if you don't speak, you won't feel fluent. Speaking early turns you from a learner into a speaker. There is also a beautiful feeling that comes with early speaking, the feeling of progress. Even when you say one correct sentence, your heart feels happy. You feel like a winner. You see results. You hear your own voice. You build self-trust. And that trust becomes your motivation. You don't need someone to push you. You push yourself. That's why early speaking is not just about English. It's about becoming stronger, braver, more open. It changes you as a person. It gives you courage, not just to speak, but to live fully. You might still feel nervous. That's okay. Speaking early does not mean speaking perfectly or speaking to a big crowd. It means saying one sentence to yourself. It means practicing with a friend. It means recording your voice, even if no one hears it. Small actions, every day. That is how big change begins. Don't wait for a special day or a perfect mood. Speak today. Speak now. Because every day you delay, your fear grows. And every day you try, your confidence grows. I want you to close your eyes and imagine something. Imagine you are in a conversation. Someone asks, "How are you?" And you answer, with a smile, "I'm fine, thank you." And you? It's a small moment. But it's real. It's powerful. That small moment can be the start of your fluency journey. Don't wait for it to come to you. Create it. Speak early. Build your future now. So my friend, don't hold your words inside. Let them out. Even if they are broken. Even if they are simple. That's how every great speaker begins. Not with perfection, but with courage. That's the real magic of speaking early. It unlocks everything. Let's move forward and talk about something very important. Why your mistakes are not problems, but your best friends. Chapter 4. Mistakes are good, not bad. When we were children, we made hundreds of mistakes every day. We fell while walking. We said words the wrong way. We tried to do things we didn't understand. And yet, we never stopped. We smiled. We laughed. We got up and tried again. That is how we learn to walk, to talk, to live. But something strange happens when we grow up. We become afraid of mistakes. We think mistakes mean we are stupid. We think they make us look weak. So we hide. We stay quiet. Especially in English, we wait until we are sure. And we lose the best teacher we have, the power of mistakes. Mistakes are not bad. In fact, they are good. They are necessary. Every mistake is a message. It tells you where to grow, what to fix, and how to improve. Without mistakes, you can only stay at the same level. Imagine trying to learn how to ride a bicycle without falling. Impossible, right? The first fall teaches you balance. The second fall teaches you focus. Every mistake on that bike teaches you how not to fall next time. English is the same. You say something wrong. Maybe you forget a word. Maybe your grammar is not correct. But that moment is golden. That moment helps you improve faster than any textbook ever can. I once taught a man named Jamal. He was a quiet person, but full of energy inside. At first, he never spoke in class. When I asked him why, he said, I don't want to make mistakes. People will laugh. I told him, no one will laugh here. This is not a stage. This is a playground. Speak, fall, and speak again. Slowly he started. He made many mistakes. But every time he made one, he learned. One day, he said something very simple, but very real. When I make a mistake, I don't feel bad anymore. I feel closer to my goal. That day, Jamal became free. You see, perfection is not your teacher. Mistakes are. Every time you speak English and something goes wrong, you are winning. Why? Because you tried. Because you gave your brain a challenge. Because you gave your memory something real to fix. Your brain doesn't grow by repeating only correct things. It grows when it faces a problem and works to solve it. That is why children learn so fast. They make mistakes without fear. They don't care if they are wrong. They care about playing, talking, learning. And that's exactly what you need to do. Be a little more like a child. Be brave enough to try and fail again and again. Let me ask you something. Have you ever heard someone learning English say, "Yesterday, I go to the park"? That's a mistake, right? The correct word is went. But think carefully. This mistake means the learner knows the structure, I past verb, to the park. They just used the wrong verb form. That's not a sign of failure. That's a sign of progress. They are using the rule. They are trying. And now, because they made that mistake, they will remember, went much better. That's how real learning happens. Through action, not fear. The problem is not mistakes. The problem is how we feel about them. Some people feel ashamed. Others feel angry. But the truth is, you should feel proud. Because every mistake proves that you are doing the work. You are not sitting in silence. You are moving. You are learning. You are alive in the language. Do you know what is worse than making a mistake? Saying nothing. Doing nothing. That is the only real mistake. To stay silent when you could have grown. Let me give you an image. Imagine you are building a house with small stones. Every stone is a sentence. Some are strong. Some are broken. Some fall down. But slowly, as you keep placing the stones, the walls rise. You look back and see how far you've come. The broken stones, the mistakes, they taught you how to build better. Without them, the house would fall. So never throw your mistakes away. Use them. Learn from them. Let them be your teachers. There's also another kind of magic in mistakes. They connect us to people. When you make a mistake and laugh about it, others laugh with you. They feel closer. You become more human, more real. Many native speakers love when learners try, even if it's not perfect, because they see your effort. They respect your courage. And that's how you make friends, how you build relationships, not with perfect grammar, but with honest effort. So today, I want you to change the way you see mistakes. Instead of saying, "I'm bad at English," say, "I'm learning through experience." Instead of hiding your voice, use it. Let your mistakes come. Welcome them. And learn from them. This is not school. This is life. And in life, we learn by doing, not by waiting for the perfect moment. My friend, your mistakes are not the enemy. They are your map. They show you the way. So speak loudly, speak bravely, speak with all your heart. And if you make a mistake, smile. That's the sound of progress. Now let's move to the next chapter, where I will share a powerful method. Speak first, fix later. A way of learning that sets you free. Chapter 5. Speak first, fix later. So many learners stop themselves before they even start. They open their mouth, think about grammar, pronunciation, vocabulary, and then they close their mouth again. Silence wins. Fear wins. Why? Because they are trying to fix the sentence before they speak it. They want every word to be correct. But this is not how speaking works. This is not how learning happens. In real life, we speak first and fix later. That's how you improve. That's how you move forward. You must give yourself permission to speak wrong first, because that's how fluency is born. When I was a beginner, I used to try so hard to speak the right way. I wanted every sentence to be perfect. But guess what happened? I didn't speak at all. I just stood there, thinking, correcting, changing, and saying nothing. I wasted time. I missed chances. But then one day, I met a traveler in my city who spoke broken English with a big smile. He said things like, "I go park now, you come too?" Not perfect, but clear, confident, human. And we talked. We laughed. That moment changed me. I understood something big. Speaking is not about perfect words. It's about communication, connection, confidence, and correction comes later. Let me give you an example. Imagine you're learning how to dance. Would you stop after every step and say, "Was that right?" No. You dance. You move. You feel the rhythm. Then later, maybe you watch a video and fix your steps. But you must move first. Otherwise, you never feel the flow. English is like that. If you pause to fix everything before you speak, you lose the rhythm. You lose the fun. But if you speak freely, even with mistakes, you get into the flow. And later, you can look back and say, "Okay, next time I'll say it this way." That's the power of speak first, fix later. There was a boy I once taught named Rayhan. He was shy and always afraid to speak in class. His grammar notebook was full, but his voice was silent. One day, I told him, "Today, you will speak without thinking too much. Just say the first thing that comes to your mind." He looked nervous, but he tried. His words were not perfect, but he made sense. He smiled. He felt proud. And in the next few weeks, he became one of the most active students. Not because he stopped making mistakes, but because he stopped waiting for perfect sentences. He started trusting his voice. And that changed everything. Many learners think they need to fix their English before they speak. But here's the truth. Real improvement comes after speaking. When you speak, you create real sentences. Then you can listen to yourself, reflect, correct, and improve. That process is natural. It's how we learn everything in life. When you were a child learning your native language, you didn't fix yourself first. You spoke. Your parents corrected you gently. And slowly, you became fluent. But now, as adults, we fear correction. We see it as failure. But it's not. It's feedback. And you can't get feedback without trying first. Let's be honest. No one becomes fluent by waiting. People become fluent by doing. You learn to speak by speaking. And yes, sometimes you will use the wrong tense. Sometimes you will forget a word. Sometimes your pronunciation will be strange. But you must speak anyway. Because every time you speak, your brain becomes faster. Your ears get sharper. Your mouth becomes stronger. You start building real communication skills, not just rules in your head. Speaking is action. Fixing is reflection. But action must come first. So how do you practice this speak first, fix later method? It's simple. Choose a topic. Set a timer for 1 minute. Speak out loud about that topic, without stopping. Don't worry about grammar. Don't stop to fix a word. Just talk. Let your words come out, even if they're messy. After you finish, listen to yourself, or write down what you said. Then, calmly, fix the grammar. Fix the vocabulary. But don't do it before. always after. Because your goal is not perfect speech, it's real communication. And that comes from speaking first. You can also try shadowing. Listen to native speakers. Repeat what they say immediately. Don't pause to fix. Don't wait to understand every word. Just speak. Later, look back and check what you missed. This builds fluency, rhythm, and trust in your instincts. You stop overthinking. You start flowing. And that flow is where confidence lives. So today, I want you to try something. Speak 1 full minute about your day. Don't stop. Don't fix. Just go. Then take a break. And later, write that sentence again, better this time. That's how you improve. Speak, then fix. Not fix, then speak. Because if you wait to fix everything first, you may never speak at all. And silence never leads to fluency. Your voice is not a problem to fix. It's a gift to share. Even if it's not perfect, it's powerful. So speak with it. Trust it. And fix gently later. That's the way forward. That's the way to real growth. And in the next chapter, you'll learn how to speak like a child, not like a textbook. A chapter that will unlock the joy in learning again. Chapter 6. Speak like a child, not like a textbook. When we were children, we didn't wait for grammar lessons. We didn't memorize rules. We didn't sit with textbooks. We simply spoke. We heard the people around us. We copied them. We laughed. We asked questions. We made funny mistakes. And still, we learned. We didn't feel embarrassed. We didn't feel pressure. We just played with the language. That is the magic children have. And guess what? You can have it too. You don't need to be a child to speak like one. You only need to let go of fear and hold on to curiosity. The problem is, most adults try to learn English like a machine. They want the formula, the structure, the grammar charts. They study for months, even years, and still, they hesitate to speak. Why? Because they are learning like a textbook. But real English doesn't live in the pages of a grammar book. It lives in your voice. It lives in stories, in emotions, in daily life. And children know this better than anyone. That's why they learn faster. They are not afraid to speak wrong. They just speak. Think about how a child learns a new word. They hear it once, then they say it immediately, even if they say it wrong. They repeat it again and again until it sounds right. They use the word in many situations, with many people. They don't care if someone corrects them. In fact, they enjoy it. They laugh. They try again. That's how they learn. That's how you can learn, too. Not by waiting to be correct, but by using what you know with joy. I once taught English to a little boy named Imran. He was only 6 years old, and he knew maybe 20 words in English. But he spoke more than any adult in the class. He would say things like, "Teacher, today I go zoo. Big lion, very wow. Not perfect, but full of life, full of excitement." He wasn't afraid. And because he kept speaking with his heart, he improved faster than students 10 times older than him. Imran didn't care about mistakes. He cared about sharing his world. And that's the secret. Speak with feeling, not fear. Textbooks often teach perfect grammar, but no emotion. They give you long, difficult sentences that no one uses in real life. They make you think English is serious, heavy, formal. But children don't learn like that. They learn through play, through music, through stories, through repetition. They use simple, clear words. And that's exactly what you should do. Use short sentences. Talk about real things. Repeat often. Don't try to sound smart. Try to sound real. Many learners think, if I speak like a child, people will laugh at me. But actually, the opposite is true. When you speak like a child, people listen more carefully. They understand you easily. They feel closer to you. Because you're not trying to impress them, you're trying to connect. And connection is more powerful than perfection. Don't worry about big words. Worry about real ones. Say what you feel. Say what you see. Say what you need. That is the heart of communication. When children learn, they don't ask, "Is this sentence correct?" They ask, "What does this mean?" Or "How do I say this?" They learn by doing. They touch the world with language. You can do the same. If you want to say something, don't wait to check grammar. Just say it. Use your hands, your face, your smile, just like a child does. Language is not only words. It's movement. It's emotion. It's sound. And the more you speak freely, the faster you grow. So how do you start speaking like a child? Begin with the words you already know. Make small sentences with them. Say them out loud, again and again. I am happy. It is hot. I go to work. Simple, powerful, daily English. Don't make it complicated. Make it yours. Then, repeat those sentences with feeling. Change the tone. Play with the voice. Have fun. This is not a test. This is your life. You can also copy children's methods. Watch English cartoons. Listen to children's stories. Sing simple songs. Repeat short dialogues. These are not childish. They are smart. They are full of useful language, clear pronunciation, and real conversation patterns. And they help you build strong English from the inside out. Your inner child still lives inside you. The one who wasn't afraid to fall. The one who learned by laughing. The one who spoke without thinking too much. Let that child come out. Let that child speak. Don't wait for permission. Don't wait to be serious. Just be curious. Be playful. Be brave. Because the truth is, you don't need more rules. You need more play. You don't need more books. You need more moments. Speak like a child, and soon, you will speak like a natural. The next chapter will show you how to use the words you already know, right now, to create real, daily English. No new vocabulary, just action. Chapter 7. Use the words you know now. Many learners feel stuck. They say, "I don't know enough words." So they buy more vocabulary books. They memorize long lists. They write difficult words in their notebooks. But still they don't speak. Why? Because knowing words is not enough. Using them is the key. You may know 2,000 English words, but if you're not using even 50 of them in daily life, those words are just sleeping in your brain. They are like clothes you bought but never wear. The real power is not in collecting more words. It's in using the simple words you already know right now. Think about it. Most daily conversations happen with the same small group of words. I want. You like. It is good. Where are you going? These are short, common, real-life sentences. People use them every day. You don't need big vocabulary to speak fluently. You need useful words, strong words, action words, emotion words, and chances are you already know them. You just haven't made them part of your voice yet. You've memorized them for a test, maybe, but have you spoken them out loud? Have you repeated them until they feel natural? I once taught a woman named Maria. She was a nurse who had moved to an English-speaking country. She had studied English in school for years. She had books full of medical vocabulary, academic terms, and formal expressions. But she couldn't order coffee at a cafe. She couldn't talk to her neighbors. She felt helpless. Then one day, we did something very simple. We made a list of 50 basic words she already knew. Eat, sleep, work, hot, cold, like, don't like. Then, we created small sentences from them. I eat rice. I don't like cold tea. I work at night. We practice speaking those every day. 1 week later, she started speaking with real confidence. Not because she learned more words, but because she finally used the ones she had. The truth is, you don't need 10,000 words. You can speak English with 100 if you use them daily. Think about the words you already know. Words like go, come, want, have, make, need, drink, play. Now ask yourself, how many sentences can you make with just those? I want water. You come home. I play music. These are not basic sentences. They are beautiful. They are alive. They are how real people talk. So don't look down on small words. Use them. Celebrate them. Build with them. And don't wait until you feel ready to use them. Use them now. Use them when you wake up. I am tired. Use them when you eat. This food is good. Use them while walking. I see a red car. Speak to yourself. Speak to the mirror. Speak while doing your daily routine. These small sentences, when repeated with love and energy, will become your second nature. Your brain will remember them. Your tongue will say them automatically. And suddenly, speaking English won't feel hard. It will feel normal. Also, using simple words helps you stay relaxed. When you try to use big words too early, you often feel nervous. You worry about being wrong. But when you speak what you already know, your confidence grows. You don't freeze. You don't forget. You speak smoothly. And confidence is more important than complexity. The world doesn't need your big English. It needs your real English. Your present moment English. Your honest voice, even if it's made of small words. Here's a beautiful fact. Children become fluent with very few words because they use them again and again. They say mama, no, come, again. And every time they use them, their brain gets stronger. You can do the same. Repeat the words you know. Make 5 sentences with each one. Speak them loudly. Speak them emotionally. Don't just study English, live it. Let it be in your room, your kitchen, your walk, your thoughts. Turn the words you know into your daily language. And remember, using simple words doesn't make you less smart. It makes you more fluent. The greatest speakers are not the ones who use difficult words. They are the ones who make people feel something with clarity and emotion. You can do that. You don't need permission. You don't need more books. You just need to speak what you know. So today, I want you to choose 10 words you already know in English. Then, make 1 sentence with each of them. Say it out loud. Say it again. Feel it. Own it. And tomorrow, do it again. Day by day, your spoken English will grow, not by adding new words, but by living with the ones you already have. In the next chapter, we'll take this further. You'll learn how to speak to yourself. Yes, to yourself, in English, every day. And how that small practice can become your biggest tool for fluency. Chapter 8. Speak to yourself first. One of the greatest secrets of English fluency is also the simplest. You don't need a teacher. You don't need a classroom. You don't even need a partner. You need a voice, your own. You can speak to yourself. Anytime. Anywhere. And when you do, something beautiful happens. You begin to grow. You begin to trust your words. You begin to believe that English is not a subject. It's your language. Speaking to yourself is not strange. It's smart. It's private. It's powerful. It's the first step from silence to fluency. Many learners wait for someone to practice with. They wait for a friend, a teacher, a classmate. They say, I want to speak, but I have no one to talk to. But what if I told you that the best practice partner is always with you? That person is you. Your voice, your thoughts, your feelings. You don't need permission to speak to yourself. You don't need to be correct. You don't need to be fast. You just need to begin. Say anything. Say what you're doing. Say how you feel. Say what you see. Speak your day in English, like a quiet story. I had a student named Bilal. He was very shy. He said, Teacher, I don't speak because I don't have anyone to talk to. I asked him, Do you have a mirror at home? He said yes. Then I smiled and told him, Good. Now you have someone to speak with. Every morning, I asked him to look into that mirror and say 5 sentences. Good morning. I am Bilal. I feel sleepy. I will eat breakfast. Let's speak English. At first, he laughed. Then he got serious. He started enjoying those small talks with himself. After 1 month, he was more confident than ever. Not because someone taught him more, but because he spoke to himself every single day. You don't need to be fluent to start speaking to yourself. You start with what you know. I am hungry. It's raining. I have work today. These are not small sentences. These are real English thoughts. You live with them. You feel them. And when you say them to yourself, your brain begins to accept English as part of your daily life. It becomes your second voice, your second world, your second you. The best part about self-talk is that there is no pressure. No one is watching. No one is correcting you. You are free. You can speak slowly. You can speak loudly. You can repeat the same sentence 10 times. It's your private classroom. And in this classroom, you are both the student and the teacher. You will start noticing your weak points. You will notice the words you don't know. And you will feel a natural desire to learn them. But more importantly, you will notice your courage growing. You will feel proud when you say full sentences without stopping. You will begin to love your own English voice. Here's how you can start. Choose a time, maybe morning or evening. Choose a place, maybe your room or kitchen, and start by talking about what you are doing. I am brushing my teeth. I am drinking tea. I am thinking about my day. Then move to what you feel. I feel tired. I feel happy. I feel lazy today. Then add your plans. I will go to the market. I will call my friend. These are your thoughts. Speak them. Speak them often. And speak them like they matter, because they do. Some learners ask, Isn't it weird to talk to myself? And I say, no. It's brave. The most successful language learners in the world talk to themselves daily. Athletes do it. Singers do it. Motivational speakers do it. Why? Because the voice you believe the most is your own. If your own voice says, I can't speak, you will freeze. But if your voice says, I will try, you will begin to grow. Another beautiful benefit of self-talk is that it helps you practice real-life conversations before they happen. Imagine you have to go to the doctor. Talk to yourself. Hello, I have an appointment. My back hurts. Can you help me? Practice the sentences. Imagine the answers. Repeat them. Now, when you go to the doctor, your brain already knows what to say. You've trained it. You've prepared. And it feels natural. You've already lived the moment in your mind. So I challenge you. Speak to yourself today. Start small. Start now. Look around you and say 5 simple sentences in English. Say them clearly. Say them proudly. You are not being silly. You are being strong. Strong enough to build your fluency from the inside out. In the next chapter, you'll learn how to stop translating in your head and start feeling the English language naturally, the way children do. But it all begins with self-talk. With that quiet, daily practice that says, "This is my voice, and I'm ready to use it." Chapter 9. Stop translating, start feeling. There is a moment every English learner knows. You hear a question in English, and your brain quickly runs to your native language, searches for the answer, translates it back into English, and then you speak. But by that time, the moment is gone. The conversation has moved on. You feel slow. You feel nervous. You ask yourself, why can't I speak fast like others? The truth is simple. You are translating. You are not thinking in English. You are translating from your own language. And that's the real reason you feel stuck. Not because you don't know English, but because you don't feel it yet. Translation creates a wall between you and fluency. It makes you walk a long road before you speak a sentence. Your mind becomes tired. Your speech becomes slow. And worst of all, you start to doubt yourself. But here's the truth, my friend. The people who speak English naturally are not translating. They are feeling the language. They hear, "How are you?" and they feel it. They don't go to their native words. They feel the question like a wave, and they respond with a wave. "I'm fine, thank you." It flows. It's not perfect, but it's real. It's alive. That's what you need to find, the feeling of English. I once met a learner named Layla. She was excellent at reading and writing, but every time she tried to speak, she paused. I asked her why. She said, "Because I first think in Urdu, then I try to find the English." And I told her, "Your problem is not grammar. It's distance. You are standing too far from English. Come closer. Don't use it like a dictionary. Use it like a feeling." I asked her to look around the room and say what she saw, not translate, but feel. Window, light, chair, happy. One word, one feeling. No translation, just presence. That small practice changed her completely. In 1 month, she was speaking faster and freer, not because she learned more words, but because she stopped translating. To stop translating, you must give English a new home, not in your dictionary, but in your daily life. Speak small sentences again and again. Use the same phrases for the same feelings. When you're tired, say, "I'm tired." Every day, when you're hungry, say, "I'm hungry." Don't think, don't compare, just say it. Over time, your brain connects English words directly to emotions, not to your native language. That's when fluency begins. That's when English becomes your second voice. Think about how you learned your first language. You didn't use a translator. You didn't study words. You felt them. You cried. You laughed. You said mama and no and come. Those words were not translations. They were full of feeling. And you can do the same with English. If you let go of the habit of always asking, "What is this in my language?" and start asking, "What does this feel like in English?" One way to do this is with pictures and emotions. Look at a picture of a sunset and say, "Beautiful." Don't think of the word in your own language. Just look and feel. Watch a sad video and say, "I feel sad." Look at your breakfast and say, "This is hot." Do it again and again. This is how your brain starts building direct connections. No middle step. No extra thinking. Just you in English, face to face. Another simple method is using English in your mind. When you walk, don't think, "Main bazaar ja raha hoon." Think, "I am going to the market." When you look in the mirror, don't think in your mother tongue. Think in English. "I look tired today. I need to shave. Nice shirt." These are small thoughts, but they are big steps. They are the moments when English becomes natural, not something you turn on, but something that's always there. Now let's be honest. This change doesn't happen in one day. It takes practice. It takes patience. Some days your brain will go back to translating. That's okay. But the more you practice, the stronger your English thinking becomes. And one day, you'll be speaking without delay. You'll hear a question and your answer will come like a reflex. Like magic. But it's not magic. It's training. And it starts today. So from now on, try this. When you hear a word in English, don't ask, "What's the meaning in my language?" Ask, "What does this make me feel?" Close your eyes. Say it out loud. Picture it. Live it. That's how children learn. That's how you can learn. Translation is thinking. Feeling is fluency. Trust the feeling. And remember, mistakes are still part of this process. Even when you feel the language, you may say things the wrong way. But that's okay. That's how your brain adjusts. That's how your sentences become strong. Don't chase big vocabulary. Chase big connection between your mind, your mouth, and your message. In the next chapter, you'll learn how to shadow, how to copy native speakers with your voice, like a child copying a parent, and how this fun, powerful method builds fluency faster than any grammar book ever can. Chapter 10, Shadowing. Speak like a copycat. Have you ever watched a child follow their parents' every move? They copy the way they talk, the way they laugh, even the way they walk. That's how children learn, by copying. They don't sit down and study grammar. They don't analyze sentence structure. They listen, they repeat, and they copy everything. This method is not only natural, it's powerful. And the beautiful truth is, you can use this same method to learn English. It's called shadowing, and it can change the way you speak forever. Shadowing is simple. You listen to a native speaker, and you repeat what they say immediately, like an echo. You don't wait. You don't pause. You don't try to understand everything first. You just copy the sound, the rhythm, the feeling. You become a voice mirror. And little by little, your brain and your mouth start to work together. You begin to feel the music of English. Your tongue gets used to the sound. Your ears get sharper. Your confidence grows without you even noticing. I remember a learner named Hina. She was tired of reading textbooks and memorizing vocabulary. She said, "I know the words, but I can't speak like native speakers. I sound slow and broken." I introduced her to shadowing. At first, it was difficult. She couldn't keep up. She made mistakes. But I told her, "Don't worry about being perfect. Just follow the voice. Let it guide you." She started shadowing short dialogues every day. Simple phrases like, "How are you?" "I'm doing great." "Can I help you?" Within 2 weeks, her fluency changed. She didn't just know English. She was speaking it naturally, with rhythm and confidence. And all she did was copy. The beauty of shadowing is that it helps you train without thinking too much. You don't have time to translate. You don't have time to be afraid. You just speak. And by speaking with real voices, your own voice begins to grow. You copy pronunciation. You copy pauses. You copy tone. And this is what makes you sound more fluent. Not by force, but by feeling. It's like learning a song. At first, you don't understand every word. But the more you sing it, the more natural it becomes. That's what shadowing does. It turns speaking into music. You don't need fancy tools to shadow. All you need is a short English video or audio with clear, slow speech. Start with something simple, maybe a children's story, a short podcast, or a friendly conversation clip. Press play. Listen to one sentence. Pause. Say it out loud. Then try again, this time without pausing. Speak with the voice. Match the speed. Match the emotion. Repeat again and again until your mouth remembers the sentence. Then move to the next one. This is not about understanding every word. It's about building your speaking muscle. Many learners fear speaking because they don't know how to start. Shadowing gives you the start. It gives you words, tone, and structure, all ready for you to follow. It's like having a speaking teacher in your pocket. And the more you shadow, the more you build automatic speech. Sentences start coming to you without effort. You begin to say things without thinking. And that, my friend, is fluency. You can shadow in many ways. While walking, while cooking, while getting ready in the morning. Use your time. Turn boring moments into speaking moments. You don't need a classroom. You need your ears, your mouth, and 5 minutes. Make shadowing a habit, a daily habit, and your fluency will grow faster than you imagine. I once asked a student, "How did you learn to speak so clearly?" He smiled and said, "I became a copycat." He shadowed the same video 20 times. He copied the same voice again and again. And slowly, his voice became strong. His confidence grew. Shadowing is not magic, but it feels like magic because it works silently. You don't feel the change after one day. But after 1 week, 2 weeks, you look back and think, wow, I speak better now. So today, I want you to try it. Find a 1-minute English clip. Press play, listen, then copy. Say the words like a child copying a superhero. Let the voice lead you. Don't worry if it's not perfect. Don't stop if you make a mistake. Just keep going. Because every sentence you copy brings you closer to your own natural English. In the next chapter, you'll learn that your English voice is not something you must create from nothing. It's already inside you, waiting. Shadowing helps you unlock it. But the real secret? It's your own belief. Get ready to discover the voice that's already yours. Chapter 11. Your English voice is already inside you. When you think about speaking English, maybe you imagine it's something far away, something you must reach. You believe you have to build your English voice from zero, from nothing. And that's why it feels heavy. That's why it feels hard. But the truth, my friend, is very different. You are not empty. You are not starting from nothing. Your English voice is already inside you. It's not missing. It's just sleeping. And you don't need to build it. You just need to wake it up. That voice inside you already knows more than you think. It has heard English songs. It has watched English movies. It has repeated small phrases. It has whispered words to yourself when no one was listening. That voice may be quiet right now, but it is there, waiting, wanting, ready. All it needs is your courage to let it speak, not perfectly, but honestly. I remember a young man named Farouk. He told me, "Sir, I don't have a good English voice. My accent is not good. I can't speak like others." I looked at him and said, "You are wrong, my friend. You do have an English voice, but you are covering it with fear. Remove the fear, and your voice will come out." We started speaking small, easy sentences every day. At first, he sounded unsure. He paused. He hesitated. But day by day, his real voice started to rise. It was strong. It was clear. It was his. He didn't need to copy someone's accent. He didn't need to sound like a movie star. He just needed to trust his own voice. And that made all the difference. Many learners believe they have to become fluent first before they are allowed to speak. But that's not true. You don't find your voice after you become fluent. You find your fluency through using your voice. That means you speak before you feel ready. You speak even if it's broken. You speak with mistakes, with pauses, with a beating heart. Because every time you speak, you are calling your English voice out of the shadows. You are saying, "Come on, let's do this." And your voice responds. Slowly, gently, with love. You don't need to sound like someone else. You don't need to compare your voice with other people. Your voice is yours. Unique. Valuable. Human. Your way of saying hello matters. Your way of expressing thank you matters. Your voice, even with a strong accent, is still English. It still communicates. And that's the whole point of language. To connect, not to impress. So stop trying to be someone else. Start being yourself. In English, do this. Close your eyes for a moment and imagine yourself speaking English freely. You are not thinking. You are just talking. Your words are not perfect, but they are real. Your face is calm. Your heart is light. The people listening to you are smiling. They understand you. And you feel proud. That future version of you is not a dream. It is real. But to reach it, you must use your voice now. Not next year. Not after more grammar. Now. Today. This hour. One way to bring your English voice out is to speak things that matter to you. Don't start with boring textbook lines. Start with your life. Talk about your family, your dreams, your favorite food, your day, your worries, your joys. When you speak with emotion, your voice becomes stronger. It becomes honest. It becomes unforgettable. Even if your grammar is wrong, people will feel your energy. They will listen. They will connect. Because emotion is the real language. You can also record yourself speaking. Just your phone and your voice. Talk for 1 minute every day. Don't delete it. Don't judge it. Just keep going. After 1 week, listen to the first one and the last one. You will hear the change. You will see the growth. And you will say, "Yes, this is my voice. And I love it." That's when everything starts to change, not outside, but inside. So the next time you feel nervous, the next time you hear that voice saying, "You can't do this," remember what I'm telling you now. Your English voice is already inside you. It has been waiting for you to believe. You don't need to be perfect. You need to be brave. And you already are. In the next chapter, we'll take this even further. You'll learn how to use simple sentences, real, everyday English, again and again, to make your speaking more natural, more automatic, and more powerful. Chapter 12. Say simple sentences daily. Fluency doesn't come in one day. It doesn't come with a big test or a special certificate. It comes quietly, slowly, through small, daily actions. And the most powerful of those actions? Saying simple sentences every day. Not once, not twice, but again and again, with feeling. Speaking English is like watering a small plant. If you water it once a month, it dies. But if you water it a little bit each day, it grows strong. Your English needs that same daily love. And simple sentences are the water. Many learners think they need to speak long, beautiful paragraphs to become fluent. But that's not true. Real fluency starts with small phrases. Real English lives in everyday sentences. How are you? I feel good. This is my bag. I need some water. These are not weak sentences. They are strong. They are the sentences people use to live their lives. And the more you say them, the more they become a natural part of your voice. You don't need to think. You don't need to translate. You just speak. I once worked with a learner named Zara. She had studied English for years, but still couldn't speak. She told me, "My mind goes blank when I try." I asked her, "What sentences do you say every day?" She paused and said, "None, actually." And that was the problem. She had knowledge, but no practice. So I gave her 5 simple sentences. I am tired. I am ready. I like this. It's too hot. Let's go. I told her to speak them 3 times a day, every day, for 1 month. She did. And by the end of the month, her tongue moved faster. Her brain worked quicker. She was not scared anymore. She could start a conversation without panic, just because she said those small sentences daily. Think about how often we say the same things in our native language. Good morning. I'm coming. Wait a minute. We don't get bored. We don't forget. Why? Because repetition is natural. It's how the brain remembers. The same rule works in English. Choose your favorite small sentences, the ones you can use in your real life, and speak them often. While walking, while making tea, while getting dressed. Let English enter your day, not just your study time. When you repeat these small sentences, you're not just practicing English. You're training your mouth, your ears, your brain, all at the same time. Your pronunciation becomes smoother. Your confidence becomes stronger. And your memory becomes faster. These little sentences become your tools, your weapons. You can use them anytime, anywhere, and they grow with you. Over time, those 5 words become 10. 10 become 20. And suddenly, you're speaking whole conversations with ease. Let me give you some examples to use. These are short, daily use sentences that you can say again and again. I'm feeling sleepy. Oh, let's start now. I forgot my phone. That's a good idea. I don't understand. Can you help me? This is delicious. I'm very busy today. I'm going to the shop. I will try again tomorrow. Choose 5 or 10 of these. Say them in the morning. Say them at night. Say them when you are alone. Say them when you are walking. Make them part of your world. Speak them with emotion. Whisper them with power. Shout them if you want to. But say them daily. The real goal is not to sound advanced. The real goal is to sound alive, to sound natural. And nothing builds that better than daily repetition. Textbooks may give you hundreds of words, but they don't give you habits. You must build those habits yourself. And it begins with one small sentence, spoken with love, spoken every day. Don't feel embarrassed about repeating simple lines. Repetition is not boring. It is how the brain becomes faster. Athletes repeat movements. Musicians repeat notes. Dancers repeat steps. And speakers, they repeat sentences. With time, those simple lines will become automatic. You won't even realize you're saying them. They will just come, like breath, like heartbeat, like rhythm. So today, I want you to pick 5 simple English sentences. Write them down, then say them 3 times. Do it again tomorrow, and the day after. In 1 week, you will feel different. In 1 month, you will sound different. And soon, people will say, your English is improving. But only you will know the real secret. You said the same small sentences, daily, with heart. In the next chapter, we'll talk about what happens when you feel nervous. How to speak even when your hands shake, your mind goes blank, and your heart beats fast. Because the goal is not to feel no fear. The goal is to speak anyway. Chapter 13. Talk, even if you're nervous. Let's be honest. Speaking English in front of someone, even just one person, can feel scary. Your heart beats fast. Your mind feels empty. Your voice becomes small. And suddenly, all the English you thought you knew disappears. You feel nervous. You feel afraid. You feel like you're going to say something wrong and everyone will notice. But let me tell you something powerful. Feeling nervous is not a problem. Feeling nervous is human. You are not weak. You are not bad at English. You are just someone who cares. And that is beautiful. Because even native speakers feel nervous sometimes. The real difference is not in fear. It is in action. Brave learners speak even when they are nervous. That is true strength. So many learners stop themselves before they even try. They wait for a moment when they will feel confident. But that moment never comes. Because confidence doesn't come before speaking. It comes after. You feel nervous first. You speak anyway. Then, after the words leave your mouth, you realize, I did it. I survived. I can do this again. That is how confidence is built. Step by step. Word by word. Not by waiting, but by doing. So if you feel nervous, good. It means you're about to grow. I remember one learner named Sammy. He had learned English for years, but never joined class discussions. When I asked him why, he said, my hands shake. My voice shakes. I get hot. My words run away. I told him, that's not a problem. That's a beginning. Speak even with the shaking. Speak even with the fear. I asked him to say just one sentence each class. The first time his voice cracked. He looked down, but we clapped for him. And the next class, he spoke 2 sentences. Then 3. Then 5. By the end of the month, he was leading group talks. Not because his fear left him, but because he stopped listening to the fear and started trusting his voice. The fear of speaking comes from many places. Maybe you're afraid of being judged. Maybe you're afraid of saying something wrong. Maybe you had a bad experience before. But here's the truth. Most people are not watching to find your mistakes. They are listening to understand you. They want your message, not your grammar. And if someone laughs or criticizes you, that says more about them than about you. Most good people respect your effort. They admire your courage. Because they know speaking another language is not easy. It takes guts. It takes heart. You don't need to hide your nervousness. You can speak with it. You can say, I'm a little nervous, but I want to try. That one sentence is already English. Already brave. Already powerful. Nervousness is like a wave. At first, it feels big. But once you jump into it, it starts to calm down. The more you speak, the smaller that wave becomes. Until one day, you barely notice it. One trick is to breathe slowly before speaking. Take a deep breath. Let it out. Then speak your first word. Start small. Say one sentence. Then pause. Say another. Don't rush. Don't push. Let the words come like drops of water, one by one. The goal is not to be fast. The goal is to be clear, to be real. And you can do that, even when nervous. You can also practice nervous speaking in private. Stand in front of a mirror and imagine a real conversation. Say, hi, my name is, or I want to learn English because, let your voice shake. Let your hands move. Feel the fear and speak anyway. The more you do this, the more your body learns that speaking is safe, that no one will hurt you, that your words matter. And over time, your fear will turn into power. Remember this. Being nervous means you are doing something new, something important, something meaningful. It means you are not running away from life. You are stepping into it. Every strong speaker you admire today, they were once nervous too. But they didn't let it stop them. They talked through the fear. They chose action over perfection. And now, it's your turn. So today, speak one sentence aloud, even if your heart beats fast, even if your mind feels blank, even if your voice is soft. Speak. That small action is not small at all. It is the doorway to your new English life. And the more you speak while nervous, the stronger your English muscles become. Soon, you will look back and say, I was scared, but I did it. And that, my friend, is the real win. In the next chapter, we'll talk about how to celebrate those small wins, those quiet victories that will keep your motivation alive every single day. Because fluency is not one big jump. It is a journey made of little steps. And each step is worth celebrating. Chapter 14. Celebrate small wins, not big words. Many English learners make one big mistake. They wait to celebrate. They wait for a day when they will speak perfect English. A day when people will say, "Wow, you sound like a native." A day when every word is correct, every sentence is smooth. But that day doesn't come quickly. It takes time. And if you wait to feel proud until that day, you'll feel tired, disappointed, maybe even give up. That's why I'm telling you something important today. Don't wait for big moments. Celebrate the small wins. Celebrate every little step you take. That is the secret to staying motivated. A small win can be anything. Maybe today you said one full sentence without fear. Maybe you understood one new word in a movie. Maybe you spoke English with a stranger, even if it was just "thank you." These are not small. These are victories. These are signs of progress. These are the seeds of fluency. And when you notice them, when you celebrate them, you tell your brain, "Yes, I'm getting better." That message is powerful. It keeps you moving. It keeps you smiling. I once worked with a learner named Ahmed. He always looked sad in class. I asked him why. He said, "I don't feel like I'm improving." I asked him, "Did you speak English today?" He said, "Just a little." I said, "I'm fine. Thank you to someone." I smiled and said, "That's a win." He looked surprised. But it was just 2 words. I told him, "You spoke. You tried. You connected. That's not just anything. That's progress." From that day, I asked him to write down one small win each day. After 1 month, his notebook was full. And so was his confidence. He started seeing growth everywhere. The problem is, many learners think fluency means using big, difficult words. They think, if I can say metaphor, or substantial, or elaborate, then I will be fluent. But no, real English is not about big words. It's about real words. Common words. Words you use every day. And when you use them well, clearly, naturally, that is fluency. Saying, "I'm hungry" is more powerful than saying, "I have a desire for food," if it feels real and automatic. So don't chase big words. Celebrate the small ones you already use with confidence. Here's what you can do today. Get a small notebook or use your phone. At the end of each day, write one English win. One thing you did in English. No matter how small. I spoke 3 sentences to myself. I understood one line from a YouTube video. I learned how to say tired in English. Each time you do this, you are teaching your brain to focus on progress, not perfection. And that mindset is what keeps learners going when others give up. Another reason to celebrate small wins is this. The brain loves reward. When you feel good after doing something, your brain says, "Let's do it again." That's why it's easier to keep going when you feel proud. It's like a small light inside you saying, "Yes, you did it." But if you only focus on what's missing, what you can't say, what you don't know, then your brain feels tired. It says, "I'm not good enough." And that's when motivation disappears. So feed the light. Feed your progress. Give yourself credit. Sometimes, your small win may not be even speaking. It might be showing up. You opened your English book. You watched a video. You listened to a podcast while cooking. That's action. That's a win. Even if you didn't understand everything, you were still in the English world. You were building habits. You were moving forward. Don't ignore those steps. They are part of your journey. I also want you to share your small wins with others. Tell a friend. Post it in a comment. Say, "Today I spoke to the mirror for 2 minutes." That's not showing off. That's inspiring. You never know. Your small win might become someone else's motivation. We grow faster when we celebrate together. So from now on, I want you to change your eyes. Don't just see the mountain. See the steps. Don't just wait for the big moment. Love the small ones. Because fluency is not a destination. It's a daily walk. Every sentence you speak, every word you repeat, every time you try, that's English coming alive inside you. In the next chapter, we'll bring everything together. You'll see how your journey doesn't begin later. It has already begun. You are already on the path. And the speaker you want to be starts now. Chapter 15. The speaker you want to be starts now. Every learner has a picture in their mind, a dream version of themselves. Maybe you've imagined it too. You see yourself speaking English clearly. No fear, no long pauses. You're in a cafe, smiling, having a smooth conversation with someone from another country. You're answering questions in class or at work with confidence. You're watching a movie with no subtitles, understanding the jokes, laughing with the characters. That person feels so far away. You look at yourself now and think, one day maybe. But I want you to know something that will change everything. The speaker you want to be doesn't start someday. The speaker you want to be starts now. It doesn't begin when your grammar is perfect. It doesn't begin when you know 1,000 more words. It begins the moment you say, "I'm ready to speak, even if I make mistakes." That decision, right there, is your turning point. It's not about waiting. It's about starting, even with broken sentences, even with a shaking voice, even if no one is watching, especially if no one is watching. The real transformation happens in silence, in small moments, when you choose to speak instead of staying quiet. You don't become a speaker after you feel confident. You feel confident after you start speaking. Every sentence you say brings you closer to your dream. That 1 minute of practice today builds your 10-minute conversation tomorrow. Every small step is a piece of the bigger you. And you already have the tools. You've learned how to speak like a child. You've learned to use the words you already know. You've started thinking in English, shadowing native voices, repeating short sentences, talking to yourself, and speaking even when nervous. These are not small tricks. These are the habits of real speakers. You are already on the road. The change has already begun, and it's time to accept that. It's time to see yourself not as a learner who is trying, but as a speaker who is doing. Yes, you're still improving, but that doesn't mean you're not enough right now. You are. You are enough to speak to a friend, enough to express how you feel, enough to describe your day, your thoughts, your dreams. And every time you do, your English grows stronger. I once met a woman named Fariha. She told me, "I don't think I'm a speaker yet." I asked her, "Do you speak English sometimes?" She said yes. I asked, "Do you think in English sometimes?" She said yes. I asked, "Do you repeat sentences, listen to stories, and practice?" She said yes. Then I smiled and said, "Then you are a speaker. You're just not speaking full-time yet." And something in her face changed. She understood. She didn't need someone to give her a title. She gave it to herself. She started speaking more, not because she became perfect, but because she believed in her progress. You can do the same. You don't need to wait for someone to tell you that you're fluent. Fluency is not a finish line. It's a feeling. It's a freedom. And you can feel it every day with every word you speak, every story you tell, every mistake you make with courage. The speaker you want to be is not hiding in the future. That speaker is already here. You just have to open your mouth and let them out. So say something right now. One simple sentence. Out loud. Say, I am a speaker. Feel it. Believe it. It's true. Then say, I'm growing every day. Say, I will keep speaking even if I'm afraid. These are not just sentences. They are seeds. And if you speak them daily, they will grow into the fluency you dream of. You have already come so far. You have read these chapters. You've learned the truth about fear, mistakes, repetition, and emotion. Now, all that knowledge wants one thing: action. Start speaking today. Start small. Start messy. But start. Because the speaker you want to be is not someone else. It's you, on your best day. And that best day can begin right now. If this video helped you believe in yourself, even a little, then speak up. Right now, write one simple sentence in English in the comments. Let the world hear your voice. YW checkmark like this video if you're ready to speak from today. Memo comment below. What will you say today in English, no matter how small? Bell, and don't forget to subscribe to Unleash Your English for more real stories, real sentences, and real confidence.